RodjER levels up his kick so he can push away Chu and get that third bounty rune. Well, they're already going to start off at advantage, but look at G and Chu. They're going to make sure that the Enigma and Earth Spirit... I've seen some people trying to experiment with this. Okay, we know the Enigma is going to be doing denying creeps all the way from the start and trying to figure out some way to punish this. And that was not a bad volley of hits there. Pretty good damage. Oh. That's going to force a lot of regen.
The ET pick is really, really interesting, just because, like T was mentioning on the panel, any lane he goes to, either of the side lanes, they're going to have some type of minions, summons, etc. It's also in the matchup versus the AM, which obviously with that natural order, it's going to be cool later on. I'm wondering if he does go for something like an Ag Shard at some point in the game with like the big combo, and then he teleports in and he's right on top of the AM in some situations. Maybe that could be something cool that we don't see coming. But yeah, I just feel like Navi has all these different ways to decide when they're going to be team fighting in this game and just resetting and all that. Well, I feel like it's exactly the counter of what they're playing against for EXTREMUM, where they have all these gigantical.
Kick just to secure a little bit of CS. Iceberg, his mid lane matchup is going to be the Silencer up against the Kunkka of mellojul, which is a matchup that I can't say I've seen too often. Silencer just kind of feels like it goes in and out of attempted to be a meta core, but it never really
take over the game. Iceberg really likes to play this hero. It's a pretty decent matchup. It's not like phenomenal for him, but he can actually apply pressure once he gets the levels online. First few levels, Kunkka favored, but once he gets to, you know, spam his blade and all that, it's pretty relevant how much harassment he puts.
Have you been experimenting or watching the experimentation with these various intelligence cores and trying out the Witch's Blade? Because I have to say, it is wonderful for these intelligence cores. It still straddles that line of like, okay, the damage is still better, but you're still having the same issues, which is if I get gone on first in a fight, we're gonna lose that fight.
Yeah, I like it not only just for the actual ability. I feel like its actual just passive components are really nice. RodjER is actually looking to set up for mid, so this is the idea they want. Just try to get the kills on the Kunkka. Might get it with these blocks.
Yeah, a little bit more, but with the TP coming in, mellojul has a Fairy Fire, so he'll be okay. Shakes it off, but G has already been forced to rotate. He's going to hand over his salve, so mellojul continue to lane. I mean, that's always cool when you can make these easy rotations as an Earth Spirit, just TPing in the tree line. You have a hero like Enigma, self-sufficient, so you can just ditch the lane. Yeah, we saw Viking GG try out this opener of the Earth Spirit, which is like probably one of the best roaming 4 positions, with the 3 Enigma, which I think is probably one of the most self-sufficient off-lane cores. You pretty much have a free game as Earth wherever you want.
I don't think that they had the freest game in that one, as they were playing secret, I believe, and that was an absolute disaster, but
tougher opponent for sure.
And V-Tune's farm bottom. I feel like this is like the hardest part when Chu's about to level 3 to apply the pressure, but he's already got the ring out. He's already pretty happy down here with the amount of farm he's gotten, and he's already burned pretty much their entire mana pools. Shachlo has not gone for a soul ring or anything like that. He's just having to use his mangoes, and he's got over venom, so he's just gonna be right-clicking the lane. So V-Tune should just continue to get that farm, but we do see on the other side the Medusa farming extremely well, nefrit.
Man, Chu just really cannot do enough damage to threaten this 5-position Naga Siren. Her armor is just too high.
Yeah, and as soon as his spirit goes off, his armor is very low, so he has to just back away immediately. I mean, level 1 spirit is just very underwhelming. As they check the runes, it'll spawn top. Form celebratory by G. Yeah.
I tried out the 5-position Death Prophet. I've only tried it once. I got absolutely smashed. The laning phase felt really good, but after that, I was very impressed with the way that G made it look so good going into the mid game as kind of an under-farmed Death Prophet. I mean, you're just not a core, so I was very impressed with how he was able to play so forward. Nefrit takes a bit of damage. Here's a roll-in from RodjER. He's going to be fine. Yeah, G doing what he can, but sadly, there's just not a whole lot of space for these 5 positions that are sort of lane dominators against an Enigma. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I'm definitely a growing fan of this. wonky 5 positions feels like it's going to probably be the patch for that. There's people testing and seeing what can work, and just so much variety that you can do in your draft now. It feels like you can just literally be like, all right, yeah, 5 hero, whatever. They counterpicked it, and now it's a 5. Like, always want to fly. Might go down here to chew.
He does manage to pick up 2 different bounty runes for his efforts, but yeah, looks like he's going to die here, and the first blood goes over to Josh.
Done chasing him down. The Kunkka, it's a natural rotation for him as mellojul's lane is getting pretty rough, actually. Iceberg has confidently pushed him out, and he has 14 denies on the Kunkka. That's quite a lot here. And we see General, as the panel talked about, this is the Beastmaster replacement. Going to be rushing toward that book. This book is going to be pretty potent up here. Playing into the Medusa, I feel like they can actually set up for some kills early on, which you wouldn't usually expect from an Earth Spirit Enigma combo versus a Medusa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be the difference maker.
Enigma is definitely like a distant third when it comes to the Necronomicon cores right now, but I do think your lane presence, when you just throw a Malphus on him and the Necronomicon's just able to get so much time to hit a core, like it becomes such a free. As long as you're not matched up again, able to deal with those
middle tower is
really
under
well.
attack.
Yeah. I mean, Malefice is it's a strong spell. It does a ton of damage. I think people really overlook that a lot of the times. Like, look, General's just playing aggressive as this Enigma here because he can just walk up behind as soon as the Death Prophet leaves, throws a stun, and then Nefrit's out of mana.
Big kill as Iceberg rotates across with Haste Rune, picks up some permanent intelligence, use the rest of the haste timing, try and get back before he misses out on too many creeps, and honestly, he's going to miss out on experience of 1. RodjER collects the CS for it. That was just kind of a free rotation.
I feel some looming difficulties already coming for EXTREMUM as Navi's just farming without any pressure being able to be applied. I feel like it's so hard for them to set up kills. I don't know how they gank. It's fully reliant really on when Mars hits 6 and when the Kunkka decides to actually look to make moves. The Death Prophet ET, they can't set up for kills. They're all just about straight up team fighting. So all this downtime for Navi is just great. Like, they're just getting everything they want in the lane, and they want to take it to later stages. If any time of passivity is happening in the game, anti-Mage is thriving.
Top tower is under attack.
Trying to do something about this Naga Siren, but again, mostly physical damage coming from these two. So it's they actually have kind of a hard time of killing a 5 position that was kind of thoroughly routed. They hit all their spells, and it's still going to take a little bit more to finish him off. And
he's
yeah,
actually gonna live.
pop a
Oh my
healing
god!
salve around the corner. He's good. Power of the Naga Siren 5 position. Hey, I got a question for you, Fog, because I feel like when I see this matchup, I know I would have gotten with the double gauntlet strength into Soul Ring or this Mars versus Anti-Mage. Instead, he went the Bracer route. Are you down with this?
I thought as well. That's literally what I said before. I was like, he's not going for Soul Ring, so he's not going to have to be able to do anything in the lane. I think it's a concern. As mid, setting up the boat. The Rum will probably protect him. They're going to attempt the body block, but the elude. And now Medusa actually has to just jungle top 2. The anti-mage, no pressure bottom. Medusa forced out of lane, and now General's going to start pressuring and taking this tower. So map is going to quickly start to shrink, at least for Nefrit, as RodjER's just scouting him the entire time.
Seriously, I'm watching ALWAYSWANNAFLY just like ignore these two in lane most of the time. Like, he's just able to tank hits like it's nothing.
Any other 5 position would die. Like, 100% in that situation. Just 8 armor. Sure, he gets the natural order on him, but he's still at 5. Like,
another hero that has extreme movements as well, starting off with 330. I'm totally with you. I've been trying out all these weird 5 positions because it feels like it is the patch where starting stats matter a lot more on a 5 position. We're going to watch G go down to the top lane as Malphus easily picks him off. They're going to go for the kill onto RodjER, but they may run out of stuns here as RodjER is going to be able to get the roll away. No problem.
I think that's going to be the name of the game for a very long time, Cap. People are going to roll away, blink away, walk away from this EXTREMUM draft because they have no ways to really catch people until their whole team fight does start to kick together. They do at least have the Mars getting the good levels, and yes, he got blessed. He found an Arcane Ring, which that's the replacement for your Soul Ring, but it's going to be pretty reliant on him for them to set up around him. I think this game is so hard for them to ever slow down V-Tune.
Yeah, and it's always kind of awkward when team fights are determined by your movements, but you're in a lane that you want to kind of like stay in. Normally, as this offlaner, I'd be like, guys, can you make a rotation to me? We'll take the safe lane tower, and that'll free me up to move around the map. But as it is, I don't think they're going to get that opportunity. Roll on in, trying to take that bounty room. RodjER picks it up, and now he dares to fight because they've got the Necronomicon from General, and they've got the Black Hole as well. In fact, they've even got the potential of the Global coming in. Looks like on the other side, ALWAYSWANNAFLY does die, but G is going to get picked off by Iceberg. Another -2.
Iceberg almost has Witch's Blade already. He's going to delete heroes once he starts hitting them in a second.
Illusion.
Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed. I think it's just look for fights around boat and Mars ult, and that's kind of it. Okay, maybe if like G gets a good positioning for an exorcism, then he can look to just try to take fights around that Mars ult, but he's very underleveled. And it's going to be them having to just accept the fact that they're not going to find V-Tune. I feel like they have to just look for just pressuring towers and just killing other heroes, because it's not going to happen. You're not going to find this anti-mage. Not for a long time.
Smoke up. The Naga Siren illusion goes first. mellojul is distracted by it, and that leaves RodjER an opening to be able to get in there. A huge nuke coming out from Iceberg with the higher levels of Last Word, mixed with the intelligence that he's been racking up. The int multiplier doing heavy work.
And they steal the stack as well. Medusa gets forced all the way to the triangle already. It does not have any stacks in the triangle. Other Titan Chu did not have time to do that this game. And now they're even taking the secondary one. ALWAYSWANNAFLY, the 5 position, negating that farm. As general, it's gonna get massive so quickly.
I always feel so pressured if I play offlane and I'm not in Necronomicon core and the other team does have one and they're offlane. Like, I feel so pressured because I know once he gets the Necronomicon, he's going to force out my carry out of lane, and he's going to take that tower, and I just do not have the same kind of power unless I just dominated the lane for some reason, unless I'm just kill after kill. It feels like I have to get so many kills to be able to take that tower, while we see from the Enigma, just doing it purely through presence. Nothing else. He doesn't really need to kill anybody, just kind of naturally forces them out.
I really like the point that Brian made the other day. It was a little bit of a different hero. I'll bring it in a second after they probably find G in a moment.
And go for the ensnare. Iceberg, is he going to show himself? He's going to wait out the stomp. Dodges in. Now starts laying the damage into G. The song does come out.
Oh my god, General coming.
As a result, the boat is dodged. The Black Hole's going to come in, grabs the two of them. They throw out the global. They do manage to get off the Stone Gaze here right before that. With the arena going out, Shachlo is actually going to be able to get away. This is a great fight for EXTREMUM. All of a sudden, it looks really good, all because of that really fast reaction from nefrit, getting off the Stone Gaze as the song failed, but right before the global came out.
Yeah, he got silenced by Death Prophet on the silencer as he's cutting up the song. I think he went too far north. It's not, the AoE is a little bit small, I guess you could say, at level 1. I think the Medusa clipped out of it for a second and got Stone Gaze off, and then just walks in, and yeah, the Black Hole's gonna bring the Medusa. Very ideal fight for EXTREMUM, and something they really needed to get back in this game.
Yeah, all of a sudden, they were down by almost 4,000 net worth. Now they're within 1K of Na'Vi. But yeah, what were you talking about, Brian, making a point about something?
Just about it was a Legion commander lane, but I liked how he was talking about how it's the threat of the 4th position that actually makes those other 3s better. Like an Elder Titan and a Mars, they can't pose kill threat, but let's say it was something like a Lina, right? Or one of those other ranged heroes, then it's a completely different dynamic where they can actually pressure the lane and probably force the AM out. And then sure, you don't have a Necro book, but you got these 2 strong heroes that can act.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. An AM with the Ring of Health, like, you hit him a few times, he's sitting there thinking, okay, maybe a Lina Mars combo, that might be enough to kill me, I'm gonna have to back out. But against this combo, you know, he could go down to probably like 700 health and still feel comfortable. He's gonna survive. Boat's gonna come in though. It looks like he's not gonna survive through this. The control from EXTREMUM as they hunt down V2.
Nice move. Blowing quite a bit of ults there, 3 of them, but G actually in a position to hit the tower because he has a single creep to take.
Oh, Shachlo managed to find a easy kill on bottom lane. Managed to, I think he I'm not sure if he got lucky or what, but he managed to spear the real Naga side there. Oh, just laid a ward. Caught by General with the double damage with the Necronomicon units routing him from the other side. Good gank by General, that was cute.
Unexpected one as he walked through the ward. Just literally ran right through it and got him. 3 almost
Radiant's
online.
bottom tower is under attack.
Decent, I mean, a decent moment stuff. 4,000 swing pretty much for them, and a 4,000 experience swing too. Gets the Medusa more comfortable toward their first item. Shabby. And they even have a blink on Shachlo now. Incredibly farmed after that last engagement, and now they can make moves. This is actually pretty huge. He can actually set up with his ET, and they can actually look to threaten and get a lot of kills here.
See if they're gonna go for some sort of smoke, or if they're just waiting to make a play. If I'm Mars, public enemy number one is probably Iceberg. I mean, damage to HP ratio, right? That guy pumps out a lot of damage, but he's super easy to kill.
Yeah, I think he should just immediately jump on him pretty much every single time in these fights. If Silencer shows, I think this is where Iceberg has to, I honestly want him to queue up a BKB point as the Silencer. He needs it, otherwise he's just gonna get focused entirely as this.
They waited just a few seconds. The arena is now up, and look at this, the initiation. Oh, he's gonna show himself immediately. Oh, the global silence stops the spear. Iceberg is gonna be able to get off some damage here. Let's see if Shachlo, he does manage to get off the spear, but the arena just fell. He doesn't get pinned at all. In fact, he kind of gets saved from that. Meanwhile, though, nefrit, thanks to all of that, was able to survive through the assault coming out from Na'Vi, got off the Stone Gaze, and managed to kill the Naga Siren at least. So EXTREMUM, once again, defending and standing strong.
I mean, it's interesting how aggressive Navi's trying to make these plays when they have an anti-mage versus a Medusa. Maybe they're feeling a little bit like they have to make these moves because of the silencer, but that felt a bit forced to me, the way they were just diving forward for it. They had no idea that the smoke, actually, I think they maybe had an idea that the smoke was even happening because they had that ward.
Dire's courier has been killed.
A very aggressive kind of setup
Dire's
for them there.
tower
It
is
almost
under attack.
it almost hurts them a lot more than just losing. Always want to fly. They almost lost Iceberg as well. Yeah, I feel like it's just over-aggressive when they have an anti-mage. Could be playing a little bit more passive. They're about to counter-initiation with this Naga and Enigma.
Step lively now.
Unless they see
Your
the dream
admiral is
setup.
on board.
So, in your opinion, if you're looking at this, the spear, okay, that's gonna stop them, and they're gonna be able to get with the X, no problems. It is gonna go down. So, if you're, in your opinion, Na'Vi could probably chill out a little bit more. What is that timing that you want them to get aggressive with the AM? Is it after Manta? Is it the +1 item? What are we talking?
With Manta, I think he can turn up and just, if you find a situation, you just get a good mana void in the back line. With Medusa, nefrit to 0 mana in the last fight, so he can't look to get involved and just do a cleanup when he does have that Manta, but
Radiant structures
Shirum's starting to get a decent amount of momentum here. I love this build too. mellojul, the solar crest on the Medusa, just accepting his role in the game.
Yeah, that was something that T-Governor was kind of talking about in the composition of the lineup. He said, you know, the one nice thing about this Kunkka is that he can be a little bit more of a supportive build, and they just play entirely around this bit. Rotating over, trying to make that fast move up the top. They're going to catch him. Hot, speared up, the sounds goes down. They have the boats just to ensure that they do indeed get another kill onto V2.
Was that, did the global just come back up, or was it just late? I know it was on cooldown for a slight moments before that. I didn't. But it came out late. Put away. RodjER. Catch with General. Blink away. And EXTREMUM will get away. And another big kill onto the anti-mage. Nefrit getting all this downtime here to farm. While the AM is dead off the map, he's got better timings than him. He's going to be able to pass ahead of him, at least farm, which usually does not happen on Medusa.
I see mellojul is like, they've been clearing up some other stacks as well. Ju's been doing a good job of finding these small stack openings in kills, so it's like everyone is a decent amount of farm now on EXTREMUM.
Even G, look at this, takes out a tower. Almost has a Ghost Scepter for him. Pretty decent farm for a 5-position Death Prophet. And it is just going to be drums on Chu into Aghanims. I wonder if I'm still curious if he does do something with Shard. I want to see it because I think it actually has. When you have something like Mars, amazing setup to fight this. You want to the General.
So I was just about to ask you, what do you think about the way that General is playing? General seems to have this idea of the Enigma Necronomicon as being kind of an oppressive farmer, where he just takes over certain areas of the enemy side of the map, and he says, I'm going to farm this around this high ground. If you walk into me, you're probably going to die if you're by yourself.
I feel like it's over aggressive in this game, but it's typical general though. That's how he likes to play. Extremely aggressive. Sometimes it does hurt him a bit in the games, but that tends to be the way that I always see general have his best games. When he's hyper aggro. It's definitely punishing them quite a bit here as Extremum. What, like the last 7-8 kills or something in the game? It feels like they've just been getting all the perfect setups.
Yeah, seriously. The last time they killed the G's Death Prophet around 17.
Yeah, and do you see what the Medusa just queued up? Hey, we got a rapier queued up.
I like that.
So that's what we had that one patch, that one phase where Medusa was really like popular in the first 2 picks when we had this, right?
Yeah.
You take Roche, they a rapier, end the game immediately right afterwards. So I guess that's the direction that Extreme wants to go, because they know the anti-mage eventually later on is going to take over. So if he does want to go for that approach, I don't mind it.
I'm okay with it because it's playing to win. At the same time, I feel like anime just...
I don't know what else to say, really. That's a risk taker.
Yeah.
As V-Tune, Manta's done. He's looking to get involved now.
They're going to break the smoke. They smoke themselves, immediately run into the song. Now they're a little bit split. Only 2 heroes set up for the potential black hole, which isn't here just yet. They're going to get off the managed Manta into the stone gate. So that's going to reset the team fight. And in fact, it's looking a little bit awkward here as they're easily going to be able to kill ALWAYSWANNAFLY. At the same time, Chu did die very quickly. Oh, Shachlo finds the opening here. And to the spear onto General. The follow-up silence should be there. No way General's going to be able to get off anything else here. And Fogged, I got to feel like that was... I mean, where was General if they were going to go for this smoke play?
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, it's just weird. There's weird stuff coming out from Navi a little bit with their setups of these fights. I mean, the global too, it's just their spell usage is not coming out the greatest at all. It's Extremum. Theirs is coming out perfect. They're always just getting the stone gaze off, and nefrit just has them walk into him. We may honestly see the rapier picked up and him look to ending. He's committed. He bought the relic.
Yeah. There's no turning back now. Not gonna go a Radiance Medusa, so you're committed. And this pick off on Iceberg is gonna be massive as well. After just winning that team fight and taking that Roshan, they make a play at the same time as taking that Roche at bottom lane, getting a pick off on Iceberg like that. Looks like Shachlo may pay the ultimate price for it though. As Stomp's gonna come in from Chu, but RodjER was really fast on being able to rotate over and making sure that Chu was not going to be able to get off that stomp, and now he's going to be caught as well. 2 down for the price of 1 silencer. Not the worst thing in the world, especially get this tower.
Not bad, not bad. They don't see the courier in a little bit of a risky position. Medusa.
Has fallen. Look
at that.
He's hiding the full, like he did not pick up that item and be like, okay, this will help me farm a little bit faster. He's holding that sacred relic to complete surprise factor.
Yeah, it's got to just be the full out GG push with the Aegis, or an attempt at that. Just full out go bottom with everything. It's definitely worrying though, because it's
there it is.
That's where you're setting up Navi to get their actual combo off. They have to be very careful how they stand.
Sell Wraithband.
There we go.
There you go.
He actually committed. I mean, okay, well, let's see it. Let's do it.
And now, is he going to show... Like, I feel like he did such a good job of hiding this whole play. I almost wanted to see them smoke immediately and not
They have
show.
a ward on it, but... Yeah. Extremum doesn't know that, so... But Navi is going to be 100% aware of this rapier push that's coming on right now. How are they going to react? Setup, they can still set up for the song play.
Yeah.
It's just now Navi can maybe get an even better setup, an actual appropriate one, rather than just straight up forcing it. Extremum has to be very wary of how they stand.
Okay, so if they're going to song Black Hole, the Medusa, who has to be like outside of that Black Hole? Who can possibly save? Because the problem's going to be there's a global silence as well, covering that Black Hole control.
He's got the 2 lives, and he's got his stone gates has covered him really nicely. It's hard for Navi to actually commit on this in the tower. Like the Brax is going to drop incredibly fast. Shachlo is in a perfect. Look at Chu's positioning too. Like Chu and Shachlo know exactly where they need to be standing in this.
to cover.
Radiant's
Because they have the
bottom
Earth Splitter
tower
always
is
too
falling.
from the back lines.
Radiant's
It's
bottom
just going to be a
tower
lane
is
here. It's kind of
under
looking like it. B-Tune may have made the call that he's not ready to fight just yet.
Radiant's bottom
Tier 2s are still up in the other lanes,
Radiant's
so
bottom
it's not like Extremum
has
can
fallen.
really go for more. I think they're going to try and wait out this Aegis.
Hey, this rapier pickup
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
is working. It's working for sure.
Tis mine.
Putting Navi just completely on the back foot to want to jump into any engagement. Because everyone will just die if they mess up that fight at all. General has gone for Blink Dagger, not for going for this BKB or anything like that. He's just going positioning. Stone Gaze, of course, still going to be going through that BKB if he did have it, but it would cover against every fragile.
They can finish up the Meteor Hammer on Always Wanna Fly. That'll be another form of control immediately after the fall.
Right, but Extreme is just barreling down the lanes. Just
Yeah.
next Thrax. No, Navi, your hand is forced.
Okay,
Radiant's
you gonna make
middle
the
tower
call here,
is under
Fog.
attack.
A minute and a half. Are you going the full lane of barracks here?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think they should commit.
And opening on RodjER, but he's got a BKB, so that now means no arena. That makes this push, I think, still a little bit suspect. You know, like you do not want to get caught inside the enemy base when your Aegis fails.
Dire's top tower is under
They
attack.
forced the AM back. I don't know if they saw him just yet, but that is a pretty big step that they're able to move him out of the map. I mean, they're gonna keep poking, man.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
got a minute left. They're forcing. Risky.
All right, this tier 3 is almost dead. Nefrit.
Radiant's middle
He
tower
is
has fallen.
relatively healthy with 18 wand charges in the bank as well. Navi, 40 seconds left, and it's looking like they're going to get full lanes if they're not careful. B2's going to go and start burning away some of that mana, but not fully committed. Song of Siren's going to go out to make sure the Enigma survives, but the Enigma is not in a position to get the black hole immediately afterward. B2's going to go back in, goes ahead, finds open, doesn't even come close to being able to kill the Medusa on her first light. Meanwhile, RodjER rolls in real deep to try and catch the Mars, but doesn't quite get him. In the end, Extremum are going to back out with that melee barracks down and 10 seconds left in the clock of their Aegis. They're going to regen up without losing anybody.
Just Navi again. Weird spellcasting coming out from them. Just even there at the end, RodjER, he rolls in, kicks the Mars out of range, magnetize, and then pops magnetize. I mean, if he just popped the magnetize, maybe he can get like a trade kill or something. Definitely some misspells coming out from Navi and Extremum. They're taking advantage of all of this. And just they're itemizing for ending the game, right? Vlad's now for G2. Paladin Sword picked up for Nefrit, a very nice RNG for him, but yeah, set up to just be all together, never split up again.
Where Navi could win the game. Oh, Shachlo came so close to stopping that Blink Dagger. But instead, General was just a little bit quicker. Extremum missed out on potentially a really big pick off there.
They have to stay together, though. This is Extreme Black. You can't split up anymore.
No.
It's all about this Medusa. Just everyone needs to hug her. Just smoke, constantly look. You have bottom forcing the entire time to do so. Cannot split away from her.
Song
Navi,
is
they're gonna
still
smoke.
not up, so if they start any fight, it's a good opening here. G runs for the illusion rune. His smoke breaks on the enemy.
Dire are scanning.
Again, coming up. G is stepping pretty far up. Eva has moved away, but they have to actually go to the bottom lane as V-Tune for his next item. Starting to get a little bit behind. As these fragile heroes like Iceberg in general, they're trying to get into these fights, but I mean this rapier is just doing way too much damage to them. Try to even just poke and prod at all. Now Shachlo even has a TP. Okay, that's a fortunate pick for Nefrit. Elven Tunic versus an AM. Beautiful. Talent already kicking in too. That evasion. That approves.
I kind of feel like
Radiant's
Fogs,
top
we
tower
needed a
has
BKB on the Enigma, right?
Radiant's
Because of this
middle
Divine
tower
Rapier
is under
play, he
attack.
has to black hole the Medusa, I think, off of Song. But with two BKBs, one on the Kunkka and one on the Mars, they're going to be able to shrug off the global silence and stop his black hole.
I'm curious of why he went for the blink first. I think just a couple too many reckless plays from General completely tripped up his entire game. He was so farmed and then his farm just stopped. Didn't find the opportunities and he was just playing too aggressive. And now Medusa also BKB cores on the side of Extreme.
can you get BKB off before Black Hole stops you after song?
It depends on when it's all cast. Usually they cast the Black Hole right before the song ends, so shouldn't be able to get. My brain got confused.
Like a G. Barrel up high grounds. He's got a Ghost Scepter. Like, I'll do it. They initiate on him, which is kind of what he wants, as long as they're not going on the Medusa. Song's gonna go off.
General.
They do have Shachlo here. They can definitely get a two-man Black Hole. mellojul running forward, but he pops his BKB, and the global sounds came afterwards. They do manage to stop the Black Hole thanks to the Stone Gaze going off from nefrit, and as a result, General Spear falls down. He's going to get popped, and who else is going to be on the menu here? Always want to fly on the run around this Roshan pit. They're trying to kite out this team because V-Tune is on the run right now. They know nefrit has no mana whatsoever. The arena goes up, but V-Tune jumps to the other side, tries to get nefrit. Nefrit playing on the walls of the arena. Managed to kite out the AEM. V-Tune needs one more hit. Shachlo, he's trying to provide it. Takes 2 minutes to kill. Iceberg falls as well. An ultra kill for nefrit, and General, who bombed back, and still looks to be able to claim the life of Shachlo. RodjER rolls forward as well. Even without their cores, they were kind of all in to try and catch this Medusa, but nefrit places safety TPs immediately after a successful engagement.
What a Mars ultimate. Oh my god. He literally pushed the AM just. I think he would have gotten the kill, and that would have changed absolutely everything if he does kill nefrit there to get a rapier, but the wall pushes him out once or twice. And I think they did get the BKBs off after the song, right?
I think so too,
The
yeah.
hole was down and they still got it off. I mean, I haven't seen
Radiant's
that one before,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
I guess now you can frame perfect that you can get it off before it does hit. I haven't seen every single time at least.
And did he also get off Stone Gaze? Or I felt like the Black Hole was a little didn't go the full duration, or did it?
I think it did, but it just they had the immunity going. I don't know, that was weird. But now it's 7k gold lead, now into the pit.
Man, I thought they were gonna win that fight for sure when I saw mellojul pop his BKB. It then got global sound, so I was like, oh no, they don't have anything to cancel it, but it just didn't matter, man. nefrit just bossed through that one, and now he's gonna be able to get Aegis and Cheese.
Like she was trying to predict where the Enigma was gonna be with an Earth Splitter, and they whiffed that one too, but it didn't matter. They had enough inside of that fight, enough survivability. New BKBs, and that was pretty much fresh BKB. Like nefrit had just gotten it when that whole thing kicked off, so perfect timing for him.
All right, well, honestly, Fogged, I don't know how they win this fight because they had a hard time winning these fights before when the Aegis expired and they couldn't quite find the opening. Now we're going to have Butterfly and an extra life on nefrit. Like, this next fight is so much harder than...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Black Hole just straight up. No Saga Siren. Immediately the global sound's going off. Shachlo pops his BKB, spears up, managed to stop it. nefrit, though, still has that Aegis intact. They didn't manage to bring him down. And General, he's going to fall. V2 brought back. No, Manta to dodge that X pullback. Very nicely done. The Saga Siren's going to allow them to reset here. nefrit, he's going to pop his BKB. After all, he's got the magnetize on him. RodjER does manage to roll away. Okay, some decent resources expended here. Let's get to see if they can actually bring down Shachlo. They should be able to, no problem. The rest of EXTREMUM are gonna back up. After all, nefrit totally out of mana, not feeling comfortable with this situation.
They X'd him. He's coming back.
They tried to give him the bottle as well from mellojul just for that extra bit of regen. He's here, full mana.
You can still see how much respect EXTREMUM is giving. They're actually going to buy back with Shachlo. They want to end the game. They want to get these mega creeps with this. They don't want to give Na'Vi any type of chance to come back in this game. Chew that with a fresh Aghanim's too. So that should be really nice for even more damage.
V-Tune's got to find an opening on the back line somewhere because without Black Hole, I don't know how they stop nefrit.
He's on Shachlo. Taps him the once and then runs.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They got to do something though. These buildings are going to die very quickly.
Blip is down. nefrit goes for his final push. BKB activated by Iceberg. That's going to be forced by Shachlo. The arena going out. nefrit already popped the showcase. The back line though. V2 gets locked up, stoned up, and is going to fall with the boat coming in. He immediately buys back. Playing the back lines where they can. 45 seconds still. The Black Hole. They're going to have to make this fight work without it. Meteor Hammer into the mouth. this. They run out of mana. Nefrit gets popped, but that's only the first life. RodjER, they gotta go in fast before Nefrit comes back up. Backline B2's immediately gonna go for G.
Nice
the global
bubble.
sound's going off. Manta popped up. Nefrit pops the BKB and turns and fights. Immediately Na'Vi disengage. Losing nobody in this situation. See if they actually pursue or if they're just happy with being able to force it. No, D-Tune, he really wants to be able to get
Middle
this.
tower is under attack.
Him and RodjER can catch them here with the stones recharging. They might be able to get one of the cores here.
D-Tune, he's still pushing forward, but RodjER isn't there. Uh-oh, he's been caught by the X. B-Tune, he's gonna have to mantle this, and he does.
Oh my
Once
God.
again, the perfect timing from B-Tune to keep himself alive and keep
Oh.
Na'Vi in this game. The saw, he's too
Kick him
fast.
forward, RodjER.
Oh,
He
they
did
kicked him forward. They caught him. Can they actually do something with it? They've got the black hole, but I don't think they have the vision. Now the spear up onto RodjER. RodjER's gonna get popped super fast. That's gonna be a beyond godlike for Nefrit as they look for more. Two, beating the crap out of Always Wanna Fly. The Naga Siren does go down.
They were able to restart and get away. Na'Vi could not chase out. That was, they had to get more out of that for Na'Vi. Now it's 40 seconds, 60 seconds on the two supports. That's likely just the mega creeps.
Radiant's
They
middle
can't
tower
hold without
is
these
under
two. They're gonna have to do something very reckless on Na'Vi
Radiant's
to
middle tower
try to
has
stop this
fallen.
push here.
Yeah, General tried to cut the waves, but bottom's pushing in. They still have a wave of creeps at top as well. Nefrit charging forward. They smoke up because why not? This is going to be their last fighter blink initiation on Iceberg. The spear into the torrent. The boat's not even needed. It's just the fanfare on top of potentially a game-ending black hole going out. Nefrit, they're going to catch him. No, the stop was already placed for two. Now, they turn this damage on to B-Tune with Nefrit. They make mincemeat out of that AM. He goes down, and EXTREMUM take the upset here in game number one, bringing down one of the favorites of the CIS GPC in Na'Vi.
Gotta say, I did not see that really coming. I thought that Na'Vi was going to be playing a lot more patiently when they had their anti-mage just getting all this free farm, but they forced the issue a lot.